Let's create this Zentangle inspired artwork, the Foundabout flux tree. I have a multimedia sketchbook here. It's a little bit thicker than a normal sketchbook, and there's a little bit of a texture to the paper. I kind of like this one. I'm actually going to draw the tangle first. I think I'm going to start with my 0.5 micron. I have an 0.1 sitting here. I'll probably need that at some point, but we're going to do the Foundabout. I'm going to go and draw this curved line, and I'm going to OR that and come to a point. And now I'm going to go about halfway up. I'm going to do another curved line and so on. I'm going to follow the same rhythm. And this is getting smaller as I go up. Normally for the Foundabout, just do kind of a big arced line. I'm actually going to use a flux instead and fill in this space. And I'm gonna just touch that flux I just made and bring it back to the bottom. And there's one. I'm gonna do that all the way around. I tend to start with these full ones that aren't cut off first, and then it's much easier to fill in those other ones. First flux Foundabout for our tree. Every time I've been practicing this a lot, every time I do it, it looks completely different. So I don't even know how this is going to turn out, but I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. Definitely gets me in that whole Zentangle spirit. I just kind of get lost in all the Foundabout branches and the flux leaves. So here's our Foundabout tree. We're going to do a spiral. I'm just going to do that in a few of them. I'm not doing it in all of them. You could do it in all of them if you like that effect. To me, it's a feeling of movement, which would be what you would expect for a tree. for the other flux leaves we did on our Foundabout tree, I'm gonna do kind of a ravel effect. That's it. That's what I'm gonna do on all the rest of these leaves. I mean, if you had a stressful day and you were just trying to find some peace, you could get so caught up in any one of the things we've done today.
The other thing you could do is do a different pattern in the branchy parts, and if we look at some of the other versions that I've done little different patterns in the branchy parts. Very relaxing to do this. I mean, this was over multiple days after work, very relaxing to do. So fill up the branchy part in the trunk if you want. I'm happy with this design, so I'm gonna paint it. And I think I'm gonna start with the branchy part, and then I'm gonna start filling in the greens. depending on the type of ink you use to draw this, might not be a bad idea just to let it sit for a little while so the ink dries completely. And I don't know, mine might smear a little bit as I'm painting. I think it should be dry, but just in case, know that. So I have already been using my watercolors today. So I've already spritzed them and the colors I want are nice and juicy. If you have a different brown, that's okay. Or if you don't want a brown, do it a different color. It's your tree, your art, your colors. Maybe you want to make it completely unusual and not according to our basic stored color knowledge of what a tree should be. And if you want to learn about stored color knowledge, you can read my dissertation. It's 90 pages of pure stored color knowledge. Glory. This is multimedia paper. It's a little bit thinner than the typical watercolor paper that I like to work with. So I'm not going overly crazy with water on page here. You can use a little, and the page will get a little crinkly because it's not taped down. It's in a sketchbook, and it's not the, you know, at least at minimum it should be 140 pound. I believe this is 120 pound. You know, if you like markers, I've done this with watercolor markers and I love the way that it turned out. You could do even the alcohol-based markers, the watercolor markers, like whichever you want to do. You don't have to do, I love watercolors. I work with cats, it's non-toxic, so that's another motivation for me. Because my cat will lick the paint and then she'll drink the water. And I don't need to worry about her getting sick. Let it dry, and we're gonna come back and do the green watercolor. I'm going to start filling in the green, and I'm gonna just do a watery green all over the leafy parts, and then I'll come back in and add more color. dry the brush and just touch it, and you pick that paint up. You can't really see it. You could also touch it with a paper towel and it picks the paint up. You don't really see it anymore. We've done our tree branches, we've done the leafy parts. A lot of this has started drying over here where we've just finished isn't. I'm just gonna keep going, and if I hit wet paint, so be it. So I'm gonna yellow onto the swirly swirls, and it's still green. It's just a different kind of green. I think I'm gonna grab some blue and I'm just gonna randomly apply the blue. You could do another blue. You could leave it like this because I'm liking this. You could do another blue. You could do yellow. The last color I'm going to add is just a purple. Just a few of these with the purple. That is a pretty bold purple. What a nice contrast. And I want to say, don't overwork the purple because it would be really easy to muck it up and make it look kind of browny and mucky, and we don't want that. I'm liking where this went. I hope you enjoyed our project, our Zentangle inspired artwork, the Foundabout Flux Tree.